A huge shout out to the overthinkers.
An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers, shout out my too.
All about faith. This is Parker. Yeah. Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Tando Pela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, amamela ubuchopho ngeke kuphume buyakunikho yazinde overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it.
Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Jos Mokwena. I am your host, and this is a place where we love South African football. We love African football, and every now and then, man, hey, very rarely, do we go overseas to go look at what's happening? What can't? But today, we're going to be looking at the matches that have happened over the past weekend because, as you know, the normal show is on every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. But then, if Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana are in action, we will be live right here covering what is going on in those games together. Remember, this show exists because of you guys. So it's very interactive. You are able to jump in and add your voice to the show and tell me how you're feeling about whatever particular topic we're speaking about, how it's hitting you. And you do that by going onto TikTok, for those who are watching on YouTube, following the account and clicking on the multi-guest button at the bottom of your screen, which is a button that has a blue figure hugging a pink figure. And you can jump in and tell me exactly what you think about whatever it is that's happening. Remember, the show is in panel format. So I'm going to have 4 panels tonight, 4 panels of 5 people. Everybody's going to get 5 minutes to speak. Please give me 3 minutes and then 2 minutes to just ask you a question or two. Let's respect each other as the speakers. And then we're going to go into it. Now, guys, wait this weekend, man. I don't know if anything happened this weekend that stands out, you know. I don't know, man. Hey, Friday, Saturday, man. I don't know about anything else that could have happened that you can speak about today. Okay, guys, so today is a review show. We're going to start off with Orlando Pirates versus Mamelodi Gallants in a game that Orlando Pirates won by 1-0. And then, of course, Mamelodi Sundowns took on Kaizer Chiefs, Loftus, and surprise. Chiefs, the Shapile Sundowns, 2-1. And that is what's happening. So that is what we're going to be speaking about today. Tell me your thoughts about the 2 matches. So we're going to start off, like I said, with Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates, of course, played Mamelodi Gallants, a team that they'd beaten 8-1 in their first game this season. Then beat them 2-0. Then got beaten 2-0 by them in the next game. And this became sort of a revenge trip, Mara. I don't know if it was that much revenge, seeing as the fact that they could win 1-0. When you look at the stats, Orlando Pirates had 5 shots, 3 on target. Mamelodi Gallants also had 5 shots, 2 on target. There were 58% of the possession went to Pirates. They completed 465 passes, whereas Mamelodi Gallants completed 331. But here's the crazy one. The crazy one is that when it comes to big chances and big chances missed, both teams created no big chances in this game, which means that ipali man. So that means no big chances could have been missed. So it ended 1-0 with Pirates marching on to the final. Dagaba, welcome to the show. How are you?
Sekusele kancane sophumelela
Wona macula weda.
Asazenzana emhlabeni uNkulunkulu angaze asithande kangaka amadoda hayi asafana bakithi ayasazi into lisenzeni ezweni uthi sithandwa senzela umuso ongaka Nkosi yami simaniki sinjena nje simadabu kodwa ke senzela umuso ongaka ezweni sakhe.
Hey Bara, Belile, 1-0 man, final.
Kodwa besishilo nje ukuthi hayi lapho siyakhona.
Yeah.
Sathi remember sathi masibuya eAlgeria when we release a statement saying ukuthi ucoach wethu this is his last season nakasabuyi. And then we release the statement or the slogan saying like this is our last dance. So in our last dance, we had to include all type of tactics that we'll use in different teams. So Even on Saturday, it was one of the tactics whereby we didn't use three defenders
Yeah.
as other people. Abakwezinye indawo, they always like complaining about our tactics, but asikho lapho. Sibonga nje umdlalo omuhle.
Yeah.
Iphakathi esiphe wona. Kanti futhi kwesinye isikhathi nje kumele samukele ukuthi yazi umfo njengomahopa. No, I know he's a good guy. Uyathandeka, he's a likable guy. You cannot hate him.
Nazo.
Nah, he's just a good person, a good human being, Shem, but Benkos. Yeah, and you just have to accept that and live with. No, a human being, you'll never hate that person. But hey, when it comes to football, aye,
Ow.
but he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Just a good guy, good human being. That's not
Yazi ufana nani? Ufana like those judges on those singing shows. But you know, but we like your personality. Ukucula kona asazi, but we like your personality. Ujala wala leyo ikhulume manje ileyo.
No, no, kodwa seke na umjito again. Yabona umjito iraze liright shema alinankinga namuntu kancane. Angaze ngalibona noma kuthiwa lidlalise kabi lilwa lenzana shintsha ubuso enza hayi yabona. Uhlala momotheka nje ubu. Just a good human being. But a footballer angazi lapha nje kuba umuntu cha. Umuntu omuhle. Also good to see Tito trying to pick up his socks up again.
Yeah.
Fitness level, I think, says over lapho to a level where we expected, especially good game is over now this weekend. But all in all, I'm also happy with the Upumula Gashaine and also with Mufukeng on the bench coming in second half, just giving other players a chance. So yeah, Shabli, certainly there's only 10. Ngaba soyiqeda indaba and siyiqeda lapho eqale khona lapho bekuye khona uKaizer Junior last simbonela shuthi ithombe phela angacawuda simbonanga
Mara velile ngifuna ukubuza ngithini ya
abanye abantu abasepitoli abazi kwenzakala lizolo bangababuza manje abakazi hayi bese ngisho nje ukuthi ithombe sizibonile
Mara velile ngifuna ukubuza man starting lineup sakho man lapha ku midfield ngibone uDlamini uTito no Dlamini Tito no Makaula. And then lapha phambili he banna. Guys, please mute guys. Please mute. Without the secret tsa company. We saw that midfield and then sabona Mfukeng aphumile. Now, we've often said here hore Mfukeng Mfukeng Tito no Mahopa can't play together. Is it now Jose uzibonile? Uyibonile lento?
No, but abona le benisho nina ukuthi they cannot play together, but sometimes kubuye ubheke amathuba mhlambe amoshwa uye umfoka Mahopa amanye amakawatholi ikakhulukazi mangabe I play kuzomela involve to play interpasses and those passes. Sometimes inokumshaya. Because some of shy first touch when it comes to ebholeni, so inokumphikisa kanjalo. But in terms of whether the structure was okay or not, it can be debatable, or maybe like everybody can have its own different opinions. Just as I was saying to Makopa, uyathandeka, but this card maybe ibhola mhlambe ayi angithi isikhathi yazi unokuyithanda uthoda uyazi yabo
Ingakuthandi.
Ingakuthanda sengibeka ingakuthandi, so yeah kwenzekile, but mina I think it was a breath of fresh air, but remember we've seen it before uTito noDlamini starting a match before escotini in other matches bengasoko ukuqala, so asinankinga nalokho kodwa nje bengisashile ithombe sezibonile
Manje before uhamba ngale last 20 seconds soweto derby final uthini na
sobe sikhona ngane kama njengoba ngishilo kwama live ukuthi mangaba abafona bakaMtawungu bazimisela ukubuyela lapha ya ngeke sikubize ngegama ngithi kuyafana lezi zinto angithi uma ungabheka yabona mawuhamba ngathi uya ngapha N1 uya le khona bazobahamba kule mpela sonto le weekend lesiya kuyende bazobaya ngapha N1 kune choice lapha ngithi ngale N1 ngibemba la khona izicile ezifana lezimo ngale N1 kunalabo besimo senkanyezi bese kunabejuba mangafika enkanyezi nejubeni angithi so nangale ke nasebuhleni nasekuphakameni so zakhe
Belilo uzokufaka inkinga lezi zinto ziyalingana anyway
This is isikona sokuhambisana.
I think bakwamina ibarumelile bara. Amina, welcome to the show. Oh no, Amina akafuna ukungena. Amina. But okay, let's go to Bugani. Bugani, welcome to the show. How are you?
Mr. OT, how are you, my man?
Mina, angazi why man ngibuke right man. I can't explain good together ngale. Na imeche Pirates number Canada.
I know, Mona Pants, I'll start where I need to start. Congratulations, Kaizer Chiefs, guys.
Yeah.
Congratulations, it must be said. But yeah, Slange Parade, ne? It was a very, very as expected game.
Okay.
And I think as the game OT to me brought up one of the videos I watched when you had on YouTube. I think you had 3 guys, Nkule Nkeu, and 2 other gentlemen.
Yes,
Speaking
3-man
about
press.
this, yeah, speaking about this defensive, low-pace football in Tontoni. And I think this game against Gallants kind of did touch on that. But then on the other side, I don't know where someone did touch this. We in April now. These guys have been running their socks off for 80% of the season. So at times, I won't be too bad on the guys and saying, no, we're being defensive, scoring 1 goal and sitting back. You know, if you have to look at it in general, they have legs to save.
Yeah.
For very, 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 very important games, you know, and it's gonna take a lot of okay, no problem. OT, sorry, I've got disturbed. Unfortunately, I'm at work. I have to go. I'm really sorry.
No stress, my brother. No stress, my brother. No stress.
Thanks for taking me though. Oh,
Thank you. Let me bring in Amina. Amina, welcome to the show. How are you? All right. Yeah, man. Okay, let's go to Pigelela. Pigelela, can you hear me? Hey, guys.
OT.
Oh, what's happening?
Ngiyakuzwa mfowethu wena uyangizwa.
No, ngiyakuzwa. Pigelela, welcome. Masingene
Hayi,
straight
network
endabeni.
maybe. Uyangizwa?
Yeah, I think in network. Mara, masingene straight endabeni, man. Orlando Pirates 1-0 Marmo Gallants. How did you feel about the game?
Hayi igame Orlando Pirates mfethu bengibhora ngifuna ukukutshela mama.
Yeah. Oh, mara niwinile
Hayi
noma
bengibhora
ibhora man.
igame Pirates mfethu azi ukuyibukela kakhona. Yeah?
Ngithi even if yabhora
network.
man niwinile
Asinetwork.
man. Mara chisenze so since uyangizwa just talk. Ku right khuluma wena. I'll not jump in. Khuluma uthi uboneni and then we'll go from there.
Oh, okay. Ya igame Pirates mfethu yona iwinile. Okay, sibongisa iPirates idlalile bafowethu. But the way they perform ngakhona vele bekwe Pirates vele sijwayele ukuthi okay, they dominator idlala in but ama chances bawatholile and then zange bawasebenzise. Pirates lapha was supposed ukuthi ikora amagoli abhaya. Imarumo vele be out. Be out amarumo manayi. Mara thina sesikubhekene vele kuleyo le dabi. Idabi vele mina ngikhosi bafu idabi inkosi idlalini angazi ukuthi bona bayibone kanjani ngoba basenkingeni uqala nge3 maceda siya nge10
Manje ngitshele Phikelela iPirates naku should they worry about ukukora kwabo because again nangu Dlamini uyokorile for a team lapha phambili amagoli awasezi as fast and strong as bewaza ngakhona.
Show OT.
ya ngisho kanjalo bafu iPirates mayikorile like iPirates even oh le network
Hey, in network, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Let me go to Amina. Amina, can you hear me?
Show puti kampajani.
Oh, yeah, Mina,
Okay.
Mina, you're right, man. You're right, man. Vugekse. Amina,
Listen, man.
yeah.
Greetings to you and everyone, man. I hope everyone had a good weekend.
The best weekend, the best week, man. Real Madrid thing up, huh? Santa. Anyway, how did you feel about Orlando Pirates versus Marmo Gallants?
You know, I see everybody saying congratulations to Jose Rivero, which is, I agree. Congratulations to Jose Rivero in his tactical team, but I'm fuming, you know, I'm angry, I'm fuming. You know, why are we, again, I'm going back to the topic that you had with three-man pass with Ungululeko. I listened to that show and it was a magnificent show. Why are we subjected to watch negative football in South Africa? Why are we subjected to... I feel like as Orlando Pirates fans, we are being forced to watch Umakopa play. How many games does Umakopa have to play for the technical team to see that the guy is not giving anything to the team?
Okay.
What is the primary job of Umakopa? Let's be honest with each other. Today, I want the people who are going to come on the show, you must ask them the question. What is the primary job of Umakopa? Because again, if you go back to the game, you look at the goal that Pirates scored. Where was Umakopa there?
Yeah.
Where is Umakopa in that action? He's nowhere to be found. The only time you see Umakopa is when they're celebrating the goal.
Yeah.
We can't play Umakopa to run around like headless chicken. It's like now we are sacrificing the team, the soul of the team, because we want to play Umakopa because it's pressing. I mean, even when he presses, he runs around like headless chicken. How many balls, or should I say counter presses, did Makopa manage to win for Pirates? How many of them? So why are we subjected to play this guy? A lot of people, they are happy that Pirates won. Of course, we are happy Pirates won, but the way we play football, we have players, OT. You can't tell me that Mabasa, the player who was top goal scorer last season, he won the Golden Boot, but today he's sitting on the bench and he's not playing. Why are we being forced to watch Umakopa play? Because now we are sacrificing the soul of the team because of one player.
Okay.
Makopa, I'm sorry to tell you this, but it has to be said. The guy is not a press material. He's good to play for Amazulu, Golden Arrows, Chipa United. Even Kaizer Chiefs can take him if they want him. You know.
Okay. Okay. Can I ask you though, if Makopa's on the pitch and Pirates is doing things this season that they have not done up to this point, unbeaten Champions League. Obviously, if you win your 4 games in hand, you know what's going to happen. You're going to be closer to Sundowns than any team has been this season. Well, in the past, since Kaizer Chiefs. You know, you've won the trophies, MTN 8. What would you say to that? That if I have Makopa and I'm being successful, why would I throw him away? Because maybe I don't understand him. Whereas when we had Mabasa and Mabasa was top goal scoring and all of that stuff, you weren't having a season like this.
Again, OT, I understand where you're coming from in terms of winning, but now you are sacrificing the soul of the team because remember, football is a product. We love football. We watch football and we want to be entertained. Imagine traveling from Cape Town to go to Orlando to watch Makopa play football for half an hour, running around like headless chicken.
But then if you come home with if you come home with a second star, will you not be happy and entertained?
Until how long? Because what you do now determines your future. And
No,
unless we are
I'm
looking
just
to win the
asking.
star, and then that's the end.
But the thing you've been
Until
doing
how
up to
long?
this point, I think my question is the thing that you've been doing up to this point has not given you that. So you've had more than 20 years of doing that, and then now you're criticizing this 1 year in. So is that a fair trade?
You know, I want to answer your question and then that would be the last point. I want to answer you clearly. And also the people on the panel, I want them to understand. Orlando Pirates this season, they have individual players who can score goals, who can create and score goals. You have a player like Urele. The boy is quality. He can score, he can create. You've got Utito. So, Mahopa, when he plays, it looks like we're doing something, but we're doing nothing. If you count, how many shots on target? How many box entries? We are now losing the soul of the team. Orlando Pirates is a team that plays football on the ground. Now you see SBC, Bogazi, they are playing long balls to Mahopa. And then the ball will lose it. So now, what are we doing? We are losing the soul of the team because of one player. You know, we are playing at Ronaldo Stadium. We want to play carpet football.
Okay.
You saw Umaswangai in that game. He was frustrated because Umakopa was losing the ball. There was a shot that he took outside of the box. Again, I want to go back to this point, the last point. A player like Dion Hoto, I mean, Pirates in that game, we should have won maybe 3 or 4. But Dion Hoto, because naturally, he is a defender. He got so many 1v1s, but decision-making is poor. Now, it goes back to the technical team. Why are you taking out Motaung, who's a natural winger, and playing Hoto there? You see now, what Jose Rivera is doing is sacrificing the soul of the team. And he's playing this negative football. Because if Motaung was playing there, Paris could have scored more goals. How many times did Hoto get the ball in the final third? Poor decision making. Hopa, where he's supposed to shoot, he pass. Where he's supposed to pass, he shoot. You see, so all of these things, it's all negative football. Why? Because we are defending. You are defending, you are playing at home. I mean, how long do we have to play this negative football? If we lose CAF, we lose the league, and we lose the Nedbank Cup. I'm telling you now.
Okay.
The Orlando Pirates fans, they are gonna blame the coach.
For time, I'm gonna jump in. Let me bring in Papa's Java, but before I bring Papa's Java, let me ask the question to the comments. Guys in the comments, how do you feel about negative football? How do you feel about where Pirates is right now and how they're playing? Papa's Java, welcome to the show. How are you?
Mr. OT.
How are you, my brother?
No, I'm good, man. First of all, man, I'm good, man. It was nice seeing you being happy for the change yesterday, holding the camera, being followed. I saw that you had some bodyguard. It was a nice thing to see.
Oh, bodyguard.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, now you're having bodyguard, man. You're well known. Mr. OT, thanks for this opportunity that you're always giving us, man. It's a good platform for the fans. I'll just go straight to the game. But firstly, I will just need to say to the member that was coming out now, I think we as Orlando Pirates fans now, we are entitled to things that we haven't achieved yet. That is how I feel. Because the member said, why are we playing Dion Hoto as a winger while we have a natural winger, referring to Nkota? Nkota on the DTC was a striker. I don't know what natural winger we're talking about. Mr. OT, Pirates has been playing beautiful football, Mr. OT, for many years. I remember even when we had Eric Tinkler, we lost quite a lot of cups, Mr. OT, with beautiful football. Dominating Africa with beautiful football, but we had nothing to show. And nobody remembers that squad anymore. But with this one, Mr. OT, when Orlando Pirates plays, Mr. OT, I heard a coach yesterday saying that Orlando Pirates played 3 finals in this week. And when I sat down, I said, but this guy is serious. And playing 3 finals, Mr. OT, what entertainment do you want to give? Do you want to give entertainment or do you want to grind results? Because the season is over, Mr. OT. We need to grind the results. We need to do whatever that we need to do, Mr. OT, to make sure that we deliver at the end of the season. It will no longer be a last dance if Jose Rivero change and want to satisfy us fans by playing the beautiful football and end up losing all the 3, because we're still in a race for the league. We've got a slim chance in Africa. We've got a chance, but now I can say I've got a slim chance now in Nedbank, because for me it was easy to play against Sundowns than playing for Chiefs, because I know what to expect from Sundowns, because I think every team can plan against Sundowns because we know what Sundowns can bring to you. But I cannot plan anything for Chiefs. And playing Chiefs in 7 days is going to be tricky. Yeah, so I think now I'm standing a slim chance now of also retaining the Nedbank, but now why then do I need to give in a beautiful football? I need to grind results. But
I want to ask you, on the side of those who believe that this is negative football, would you say that, South African teams, instead of going out and making the beautiful football winning, maybe they're giving up on the beautiful football and doing something that maybe it's sort of a shortcut? How would you answer them, the people who say that, or you're taking a shortcut here, and maybe that shortcut going back and forth, at some point you might find all of our teams now playing that way. How do you speak to that point from those guys?
Mr. OT, there is no shortcut in life. The fact is given. We are given 90 minutes. Whether I win it ugly or what, I've won. You can play 270 minutes playing beautiful football. If you're not going to score, you're not going to score. But if you can grind result, you can grind result. I think also we have been unfair to call out Makgopa. Makgopa has done a lot for Orlando Pirates. Yes, there might be games where it doesn't show up, but Makgopa plays according to the plan that has been put in place. Yes, we know that Makgopa is not a typical striker that can give us those goals. But Makgopa, if you look at the goal that was scored yesterday, Makgopa dragged a defender with him when he went aside to open space for Tito also. For Tito to lay the ball to who? To Kabelo Dlamini. But only thing that we want to see that because he's a striker, we're only looking for goals. Nah, Mr. OT. I think as Orlando Pirates, I think if now we've reached this level now of scrutinizing our own players, I don't think we're still going to get what we need to do. Those guys, they've built a brotherhood in the change room. We as fans, we also need to build a brotherhood in the stands so that it can go directly to our players. These guys, they've played their heart out. It means that Orlando Pirates would have played each and every available game this season, Mr. OT, if they were to go to the final of the CAF Champions League. We are ungrateful, Mr. OT. If we're going to have members now stating whatever that is, Mr. OT, it's all about grinding results. For now, Mr. OT, even if I can win like Kaizer Chiefs yesterday, Mr. OT, I will take that benefit. I deserve it. Yeah.
Okay.
Any win, Mr. OT. Even if we can take the World Cup like Maradona, scoring by hands, we're going to take that, Mr. OT.
Oh, thank you, Papa's Java. You know what, Neb? I just wanted to jump in on that point before I let the next panel in. We're still on Pirates. We're going to move to Chiefs after this panel. Wait, see, my problem is we have an ego about beautiful football. And what has happened is that we have forsaken winning for the idea of playing this beautiful football. So as long as you play this beautiful football, asinandaba ukuthi niyawina niyaloser. Same teams that fire coaches at the end. The same teams that coaches leave kamaponisa, getting thrown things. Those same beautiful football guys that don't win. I think my issue with South African football, and this is just a quick thing, my issue with South African football is you have not worked hard enough to make beautiful football winning. You have not. But then you criticize this thing that is winning right now. So for people who say to me, like Unkululega had said in the show that we did on 3-Man Press, go watch it if you'd like to see a great debate. He had said that what happens if you lose the Champions League playing negative football? And the question I asked was, but you have not won a Champions League playing beautiful football up to this point. So what leg do you have to stand on to say that is good and that is bad? You know, it's the same people that say Mamelodi Sundowns is benefiting because they've got so much money. Therefore, because they've got so much money, they can buy all of the people. But you take away the work that that team put in that nobody else wanted to put in. So if Ahly has won 15 of these Champions Leagues, they've won 15 of these Champions Leagues. They've shown consistency. They've played against every single team that you can go up against. So you can't now say they are better or you are better or worse or this or that when you have been found wanting whenever you've played that team. And that team has won everything. And it comes down to this thing of, you know, as South Africans, we love the football that we play, but we're not willing to invest in the football that we play to make it the winning football. We just say we're better. Mara better thing. You know, for me, better is, okay, you're playing beautiful football, you're playing versus Ahly, you beat Ahly 6 times out of 10. Then I can say you're better. But just saying you're better because it looks good, but doesn't give you anything because you lose at the end of the day, What does that mean? But anyway, let me bring in the next panel. Guys. Remember, everybody's going to get 5 minutes. That panel was a little bit wonky because of network issues, but I think we should be fine. If you are talking and maybe you see that there's a network, I'll just give you a signal. Just carry on talking. We won't have the back and forth. State your point, and then I will jump in at the end to just then move in the next speaker. But everybody's going to get 5 minutes. If you could please give me 2 or 3 minutes of your thoughts and allow me a minute or two to speak to you and ask you a question or two. Then we can go from there. Let me bring in Fistos. Fistos, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Mr. OT kunjani?
Mangimnandi man Fistos. Fistos, nshayima rumo kalanzi.
Mr. OT ngizocala ukusho nayi into. Uke wabona ukuthi kuhlekisa kanjani uhambe uyothenga iLamborghini emhlophe. Kuvele umuntu athi isale Lamborghini bezoba yinhle kakhulu kube ngabe ired. Khona Mr. OT. Thina amabhakaniya si happy. Siyawina, we are getting results. Uzositshela ukuthi football yethu ayikho right. Uzositshela ukuthi kune negative football. I think Mr. OT lento le ama 2000 le education ama 2000 le sabafuna uchange izinto eziningi bafuna kuba innovative too much when it comes to ama football and it cannot be right, guys. Thina singama Pirates si wina 1-0, si draw not singena ku semi final, we are happy and we are cruising and we are satisfied.
Nakuma final wenu ni wina ngabo 1-0 angazi ukuthi besibukele yipi ibhola but
Mr. OT, on the final, if we winning a 1-0, on that tag, do they right to go to winning a 1-0? Did they right to go to were playing defensive football? Ahly goes all over Africa and winning games. And they are winning games, amanye very ugly, amanye very good. But because now, see pirate and we are enjoying this angazi ukuthi yini le happiness cause is overwhelming ukuthi manje sekose si feel ashamed ngoba sidlala negative football. Mr. OT, I'm sorry, there is nothing called negative football. We got our results. Umakhopa Mr. OT, he's got a role that he's playing within the starting lineup. That's why which is Vilo udlalisa umakhopa more than umabasa, because there is something umakhopa khona ukuyenza for other players to benefit. Grounding Mr. OT, angeke sonke si perform ukufana. And if you could remember correctly, I was last praising Indaba Dlamini, who took us to the final now. It's Kabelo Dlamini. Lo abantu bebam criticize ukuthi wenza ama poor passes in. We all have ama better days and we've got bad days. Mina as a Pirate fan, my role is to support my team through thick and thin. Mr. OT, I'm very sad ukuthi sesizobuya manje sithi is a negative football. Kanti ama coaches, if uGavin Hunt bekafire issue njengoba cede ucoshwa manje, ucoshele based on ukuthi akana ama results ku supersport. Ku Pirates uRivero usinika ama results. Uvelile uceda ukukhuluma something ebalulekile and ngithize mangicabanga it's very true. If you can remember iPirate yaka Costa and Papic, we were playing abomakhanye, we were playing football emnandi. But what trophy did we want during those times? We were always coming number two. uRivero uyafika manje akasinikezi ifootball le ethandwa abantu refuna abantu, but the results are there, the happiness is there. Asisathatha amapilisi manje because sisi healthy sijabulile, as we are just cruising. So mina all that I'm asking is good, if ever ngabe you love Pirate and you are a true fan of Pirate, enjoy the moment of being happy and embrace it, because kunabanye abantu abayikhalelayo la ngaphandle. There are people abangakaze bafike ku final since 2013. Bayafika manje and they are excited ukuthi bafikile. And Mr. OT sengiyivala ngizovulela abanye abantu. Sengiyivala Mr. OT because angeke ngene mawuvulela ipanel ye Chiefs. Just I want to say something about the Chiefs kancane. Chiefs Mr. OT, they had a wonderful season. Considering ukuthi ba qualifyile for the Confed, that means ukuthi Chiefs has finished position 3 on the log automatically. then they qualified. So now unabi into aselele ngayo ukuthi ayenze ukuthi just angenele ngale ku top 8, and then Chiefs already had a good season. If Chiefs would win the Nedbank Cup, it would be a bonus. But coach Nabi, for me na personally, uhleli ku number 3 because uqualifyile ku confed. Coach Nabi just kosekalwela ukungena ku top 8 if anenhlanhla of which I don't believe ukuthi uzoba na inhlanhla. Makanga winning Nedbank Cup is a bonus. Thank you.
Okay. No, thank you, Fistos. Piwe.
Ababa OT.
Anyway.
Phela manje ngisho uwinile nathi sigrand. Yabona? Ehle manje ngibheke ne-energy yakho hayi bangazo stressa laba babalinde labantu. Hayi babalinde. Because liwinile, ibhakabhaka liwinile, negative or positive football, the sports objective, or particularly soccer's objective, is to win, guys. We all go into the field to make sure that you get the highest results, which are winning. Second to that, it's a draw. If you fail to achieve the objective for the day, you walk away with a lose. How beautiful you do it, how ugly you do it, it's immaterial. We just want, I think manje, people say badakwa umbuso wokuthi swina kakhulu. So they're trying to find ugliness within our happiness. You understand? And hence being technical by saying we're playing negative football. Nah, there's no such. Just forget to Spanish guitar, Dulce Espanol is doing the best work ever, and it's emotional each time you watch him doing his things, like Orlando. And we're all thinking, good, someday he's not gonna be there. And whoever who comes in there, hopefully he can be able to elevate the team even further. You understand? Yeah. So let's just do away with all this negativity, man. Let's just do away with it, man. Eh?
I want to drill into the game.
Sure.
You know, we saw a changed midfield. We saw Mfukeng on the bench. Hoto playing a different position. Tito getting a little bit more freedom. How do you feel about your coach and how he sees these games? Because it's not many coaches that can do that.
Yeah, look, man. I think the other thing that people must also check is how many games has Mfukeng started and played. These players are human, man. They're bound to tire at some point. I mean, someone did mention there, Uti, look at where the league is. It's almost done. So at the end of the day, we don't really know what happens technically at training or whatever fatigue and stuff that they're going through. I mean, I heard Udlamini after when they gave him the man of the match, he mentioned Uguti was not doing well. You understand? But he had to come in. So those are some of the underlying things that with the coach, or rather the team, is not going to bring to the fore and expose to everyone, this is what's happening. But if you are matured enough and you are a fan or a football lover who's reasonable, you will understand these people, they get tired. Mfukeng has been starting games and playing like 90 minutes and pouring his heart out. If they put him in the bench, it's okay. The coach sees that as fit. Second to that, the coach knows what he's doing. He knows maybe what his tactics are. Because also remember, these teams and opponents, they plan ngalama players way. So Jose, he knows, okay, so I can be able then to withstand that tactical plan that they had against me, and then I'll introduce them at the right time. So at the end of the day, man, I mean, come on, guys. I think it's a Skalelin Gayas. And then the 3-man press ngilalele wena baba OT bengilalele yonke ngiqedile. And my thing is laphayana ubrother Nkululeko, I think the point is raising ukuthi this ugly football nana. Hey guys, all we need is to put our South African map out there. Whether Sundowns or Pirates get that star, that will mean a lot for our country. How we did that, I see again. Ne Chiefs izolo. Iwinile la ukuthi ubani offside nale asiyeke usalayo bangenile ku final phelela lapho.
What's something that somebody asked earlier? What do you think the role of Makgopa is? How do you feel about Makgopa?
Makgopa bakhipha busy mfethu. Abantu nje bakwatela leyo nto leyo ukuthi he presses and he keeps the back line busy, occupied. I think somehow maybe we will understand later or even when Makgopa is no longer there, that's when most people will probably appreciate his presence, because most of the time when you're really doing your work, people, they don't praise you, but when you're gone, they'll start saying, yeah, how I wish Makgopa was there, how I wish. So at the end of the day, man, the coach knows what he's doing, and the most important thing, he's bringing positive results at home. So that's all we
even
need,
if it's luck, man, even if it's just by coincidence, it can't be coincidence. Bafana yonke lawo magame Bafana afika nakuphela.
Baba OT, umakhupa ama-goals wakhe amaningi uyawachayisa yilawa clumsy, mara guess what? We win matches. That's what matters, baba. That's what matters. Because kuzosizana ukuthi even if angawachayisa amabhola or afuna check that ball elimixed umabasa when we were playing in CAF. I mean, that was gonna look like a great goal, right? If it went through. But guess what? It didn't go through. So what are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to say to me we must score all beautiful goals? No, man, that's not going to happen. It's a game of football. It's a game of mistakes.
No. Peter, thank you so much. All I'm saying, guys, is that if Makgopa is the lucky charm, if that's the only thing, else Fanela Nelly powder. But anyway, let me go to my feet. How are you?
Hey, George Madukwan.
But you're right. tell me about this Paris Marumba Caleb's game. How did you see?
Let's start from here, George. Ne? If you can go back to what kind of coach Jose is, right?
Yeah.
Let's look at this. How many trophies that Jose have at his disposal right now? 7, right?
Yeah, he's got quite 5, ne? 5, yeah.
7.
Is it 7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Officially, it's 5, but remember the Culling knockout. Yes. He managed to get the 6 and the 7 with players that he was not coaching, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If we go back to the latest Orlando Pirates, what do you call this? Documentary, right?
Yeah.
All he wants from players is to play the football that how they are or how they play. If you remember the story of Tito, he just wanted Tito to play his football. I don't like Makgopa in a way.
Okay.
But is it working? Yes. Are we winning? 100%. If we go back to Ahly, does Ahly play Orlando Pirates football that we know Orlando Pirates play? No. Are they winning Champions League? 100%.
Yes.
African football, how does it work? It doesn't work how South African football works. To be honest with you, I don't care if we're gonna get 90% of possession and whatever. Are we winning? If we are winning, I'm happy and everyone is happy. And also, I'm not so much sure about the contracts of coach, right? But if we go to all of them, the 16 teams that we have in PSL, the biggest thing, I'm sure the number one context of the contract is to win the games.
Yeah.
Do they ask you how you win the games? I don't think so. Do you think Mamelodi Sundowns boss care if you're playing nice, or they just want you to win? They want you to win. It doesn't matter how you play, whether it's nice or whatever. They want you to win. You lose, you're out. So what is important as a coach? Get the games, win the games. Honestly, I don't think Makgopa fits. Me personally, I wouldn't play him over Mabasa. But is it working? Yes, it is. And I was not happy when he came, Jose. But look, I remember the statement that he said when Mofokeng missed the penalty when we were playing Jordaan. He said to the journalist, because there was this notion that players, why did he trust Mufokeng to take that penalty as a youngster and he doesn't have an experience? And his reply was like, no, Mufokeng didn't miss the penalty because he's a young player. He's an Orlando Pirates player. It could have happened if it was whoever who had his experience. Coming back to the game, we did well, and it seemed to be working, and I'm happy. And of course, I'm an Orlando Pirates fan. But one thing that Maruma Galaxy failed to do, I think if they have started with Mango, it could have been a different story. Because that's the only guy that I know. Like, if he's in, then I'm worried. You know, Mango is like a cat. He has 9 lives. That guy has been playing forever, and you never know what he's going to bring. You always be on a lookout. And it's like if you're playing Mabasa, you don't know what's... And whenever he has a ball, anything can happen. So is Mango.
Very quickly, 30 seconds.
Yes. I think it's I'm happy. He just need to play what he does. We are not there as a fans at this. During practice. So if it's working for him, I'm okay. I'm okay. Like you always say, Orlando Pirates is big game, whatever that you say.
The biggest big game team.
I'm okay with that. And to be honest with you, they have been doing that in the last few days. In the last few games that we have been playing. We played Mamelodi Sundowns, right?
For time, I'm going to jump in. For time.
Okay,
just so that you can get everybody in. Let me bring you to Fresh Lord. Fresh Lord, how are you?
I'm good, Oti. How are you?
No, look, we're both happy. Both of our teams are through. How did you feel about Pirates versus Marumo Gallants?
The game went well, but this talk of playing negative football, not playing negative football, these cup games are just one chance. If you don't take your chance, you don't win. It's going to be there that you lost in the semi-final or you lost in the final. Nobody will remember you playing a negative football or you playing an ugly football. Like I said last week, Chelsea play Champions League final against Bayern Munich. Percentage of that game, it was in Chelsea's half. So at the end of the day, Chelsea won the Champions.
Hey, Fresh. Hey, and I know that one. I'm an Arsenal fan, so we've been playing beautiful football forever. Dorelo Champions League. We're going to try and get Fresh back in, but for now, Prachomo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Oti.
Okay, we'll see if we can't get Fresh back on. Prachomo, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
Ay, naki monate man, Prachomo. Hey, kitsukile man. Kile ko di finaling, but it's okay. Prachomo.
I can imagine.
Pirates Marumo Gallants 1-0. How do you feel about the game?
Yeah, I watched the game. I really enjoyed it, and I saw what I wanted to see in terms of the reality. You know, Makgopa, I've watched him before he was at Orlando Pirates. I know what kind of striker he is, and it's not disappointing. That's why you see him on the national team. That boy is working very hard. He's smart. He knows what is happening. Pete, he doesn't have the look and the shape that it's supposed to be favorable to most of the people, you know. But that player is very dangerous, trust me. And if we can go back a little bit, around this time of the season, this is the kind of play that we're going to see. You understand? Because of now, most of the teams, they know how you play, they know how you operate. Do you understand? So this is when you need a mental strength from your players, you understand, to show that they understand what is needed in terms of results. They grind, you know, they defend very well, they fight for each other, they make sure that they run the entire minutes. Second half, Pirates was even more dangerous, especially Hoto. You know, the only disappointing fact with Hoto for me it's when I see him at this level and at his age, he still struggle a bit to switch his legs, you know. You'd see him forcing to use his left where he's supposed to just use his right to make matters simple, you know. But their middle field, they're playing the same way every game, you understand, and they're very disciplined. And at the back, I don't know if you have noticed, you know, since we know TLP, Smith have improved immensely. I'm very happy with how he plays. I saw him even increase on his pace. You know, he can be a bit pacey. Hence, you see Koki now being benched because of Koki is a suspect when it comes to speed. You know, you can see him struggling. SBC has raised his game in terms of speed because of TLB always push him hard and cover him very well. You understand? And then switching Abu Mfukeng, playing them second, it's a very brilliant idea as well, you know, because I love what the journey that Mfukeng he's been through. You know, he's learning a lot. His toolbox is about to be full. You know, he's playing all the difficult games. He comes on at difficult times. You understand? That's going to make him to improve very quickly as a player. Mabasa, you know, I'm very happy with him. Mabamfaga, I understand as well. You know, in football, people can only appreciate you when you score. As soon as they don't see when you score, and this is when they start to make a wrong judgment about you, you know, thinking you're not good enough and all. But if you understand football and you watch the tactical side of it, you get to appreciate what these players can do. This is a hard time in the season, you know. There's national team, there's them, there's CAF, there's CAF, there's league, you understand. And according to what I've seen on Saturday, I was happy. Those guys are very fit. They stood the test of time for the entire game, especially second half. As the past speaker has spoken now to say, maybe only if they started Mango and then Mabafagi Chrotmanu Dino, you know, maybe the damage could.
Wow. The guys,
remember, it's their home game. So if you don't put pressure on them. Sorry?
No, sorry about that. It jumped. Sorry.
Yes. I'm saying if you don't put pressure to a home team, and then they get more confident on the ball, and then by the time Baba Faga, Pirates, they knew good today. This game is in the back. You understand? But I was very impressed with their mental strength and their tactical ability. They show you that they can go all the way.
Can I ask you I want to ask you about, just in the last minute here, but I want to ask you two players. Can you speak on Marco and can you speak on Dlamini? Because I feel like they are misunderstood, man.
Yeah, you know, Marco, I'm glad you've mentioned Marco. Marco, I've seen him being used as a player that can fit anywhere, especially on the left or right. You know, they would normally play him whenever there's a need, Banama injuries and whatnot. I love his awareness. He's aware of the space when he's there, and you know he must utilize it. You know, he can defend very well as well. Udlamini is a fighter. He wants to be in that team. He play with his heart. You understand? Those two, I think you can always count on them because of the spirit they have inside. It's a winning spirit. So hence, I can say you can always count on them. They're very good players as well.
No, Prachomo, thank you so much for time. I'm going to jump in, guys. I don't know what happened, but we're going to continue soldiering on. We're going to get into Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns for the next one. Thank you to those that were in the panel. Guys, 232 people are here. Please follow. If you have not followed, please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube and you have not subscribed. We do this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then, of course, we have live watch-alongs and live analysis like this when Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bafana, Bafana are in action. So please follow. Okay, this is all I want to say in the last minute here. I think they're doing a great job, man. I think what I'm so proud about with our South African teams is that for once we put aside our ego and we're playing games. I love Coach Jose Rivero. I call Paris the biggest big game team in the country because when it comes to big games, they respect those games more than other teams. Al Ahly is not winning because they're dominating people. They respect the game. And this is what Pirates did. Now, I have my own hang-ups about the Pirates. I don't think their attacking is very good right now. I think their midfield play is a little bit slow at times. There's plenty of things you can point out. But when a team has shown you over and over and over and over and over and over again where it sits, how they're doing well, they're getting the results, you cannot but give them credit. Hey guys, well done. Guys, unbeaten Champions League. They've already won the MTN 8. They're about to go into the Nedbank Cup final right now. I know that this one gets dicey, Mara. If they win their games in hand, they're so close to Mamelodi Sundowns. This has been an incredible season. But nobody, I don't understand, guys. And I think my issue with the idea of beautiful and non-beautiful football is, Mara, guys, can't you give me credit for looking at you and saying, I can't play that football. I actually can't play the football. So now we must all play that in order to benchmark ourselves. We must all be technical. No. But what Abu Al Ahly have done is to go, guys, we are going to sharpen our knife. For one of this thing that we play, we're going to sharpen it to the point where we win consistently every single year they're in the final. They've won it, 15 times right now, the Champions League. They've won it more than anybody in the last 10 years, right? So now we have to look at our teams and say, okay, it's either you go and do that thing and you go and win, or you sharpen this sword, your skills, you sharpen it to the point where you can go beat those guys consistently. Otherwise, there's no such thing as better. There's no such thing as positive. There's no such thing as negative. There's no such thing as any of these things we speak about. You get onto the pitch and you see what you need to do. Speaking of which, Mamelodi Sundowns are here. Mamelodi Sundowns versus Chiefs. We are here now. Mamelodi Sundowns losing 2-1 to Kaizer Chiefs. Let me see who's here. Hey, I'm gonna try and get a generous mix of everyone here. Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, played Kaizer Chiefs at Loftus Versfeld. When we look at the stats, Mamelodi Sundowns at 5 shots, 2 on target. Sundowns at 5, Chiefs at 5 shots, 3 on target. Sundowns at 64% possession. They completed 467 passes. Kaizer Chiefs had 36% possession. They completed 267 passes. In terms of big chances created and taken, Mamelodi Sundowns created 1 and missed 1. And then, of course, Kaizer Chiefs created 2, and both of them are inside. So while I get people in, I'm going to start off with the concierge. Concierge, Hansel, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm good, Mr. Otunjan, my brother.
Mina ngimnandi. Awu sikuma final siku Africa. Hayi man, isebenzile team. Yebana. How did you see the game, Hensa?
First and foremost, Mr. Oti, I would like to say, ngicela ama flowers ami, please.
Oh. Yeah.
You remember the conversation that we had on the 11?
Yeah.
On the 11.
Yeah.
I was the last one on the panel. You don't remember what I said?
You're gonna win, man.
Yes, I said Chiefs is gonna win this game. And I even said I was putting my head on the block, and someone even tried to wager, and then they lost, but they are not paying up, but it's fine. Okay, anyway, going back to the game, Mr. OT. What I saw is I thought Nabi came very well prepared for this game, given how he played. You remember we talked about when you play cross, you need someone to compensate to help him mark. That was Modi. It was the sacrificial lamb on that day. And mostly they would overload the side of Mudau. I think they were trying to create a sense of security for the likes of Abo Sales, because usually I heard Duba in his press conference saying they were told that they must target him. So maybe they were moving to that side to create maybe a false sense of security. And I was very impressed with how Msimango played. People they've been saying he's not a good player, and now he showed that no, he's a very quality player. Also, the issue of Utuba and Lilepo, I think it's one of those players that we mentioned on the 11th. Also, that we need them in the game. And also we touched a little bit on the issue of Cirino, that is a bit temperamental. And that's something that also happened in the game. So basically everything that we talked about on Friday is something that happened. I just wanted to say hi, Nidlalile, and congratulations. Now next year we'll be playing CAF Confed, CA Africa song. We will see how things pan out there. But all in all, I just wanted to say congratulations. Do you have questions?
Okay. I want to ask you, Kaizer Chiefs, do you think that this is something that they can do throughout the rest of the season? Or is it only a case where they're waking up for Sundowns and then going back? How do you feel about this?
The thing with Kaizer Chiefs, they've been good in playing all the big games. Whenever they come against Orlando Pirates, they come against Mamelodi Sundowns, they were playing. And yesterday, the players they showed they are ready to die in the field. They gave their all. Even the likes of Matt, he performed above par yesterday. If I would have thought he was a contender also for man of the match. If we check Oli Leopold, they were interchanging that position, the number 9 position, with Utuba. I would say if they continue with the same way they played yesterday and the coach does not change a lot of the starting 11, they can do it. Now they have the hope. And also remember, I said yesterday's game will determine where they finish in the league. So I'm sure they're going to finish inside the top 8. They've got the confidence, they've got the players, now they've got the mentality, and now the thing that is only left is execution. You can't score goals against Richards Bay, but you come and score 2 against Mamelodi Sundowns. You must be joking.
Tell me about the final very quickly in the last minute.
No, the final, Mr. Oti, I think I will have to discuss it when we get there, because form does not count when you're playing a derby.
Yeah.
And the funny part is it's going to be a final. So a lot of things that are going to happen. It will, I think, but I think as an Orlando Pirates fan, I would say we have a bit of an edge because we've been in that place before. We've been playing finals and we've been winning finals, so to say. But I'm wishing you good luck, Mr. Oti. We'll break it down when we get near the date. Thank you.
No, thank you, concierge. Let me go to Kuma. Kuma, welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh, another sharp winner.
Hey, I don't even want to say.
Mara kupolo buso question one.
Yeah.
Oh, to Toma Nung when I love us. Because I met the watch long. Oh, to Urumile Gemang, you both feel and go Orlando, Jiggy, Chiefs, and Jago of us.
Oh,
what's hella meaty?
Uchore lucky chamuke. That's something for me. I'm patelle.
Not sorry, Namarano already bought. Rejo Aviangle of us. Catches.
Baby.
OT.
Sheba. Earring twin. Which university is this? Ego.
I would say Lumudimaka 1-2 second.
What do you think of the game?
Yeah.
No, we listen and we don't judge.
Negative anxiety. In a way, it's sharp because of we're not gonna lose to Pirates or finally. Which why?
Yeah.
I get all about a Ribeiro or Wago Spin Waritayara. So imagine Bayran Twin, a Bayra documentary. Plus, I get also pirated in that documentary air. Awolela Arena Jealous Sundowns who had 3 inter finals and a documentary for all to see. You Ngala because one way or another, pirated Mara, it's fine. It always sucks to lose against Chiefs, especially at home. Even though we were not regular, more like a mistake, plus penalty, but offside. I guess get hit for that because learners Lara benefit. Mara, we should be benefiting till Bitcom because of
Awu.
Rothman Cup.
Qadile.
Awa ka nnete no a shingi re enjoy our benefits tshwantse re dije ko re dijo ka re rafu re dijo ka re ke Charlton Spooko re dije hape le ka re ke lotho then re tla re ya sharpo we are down with benefiting wa bona ka fa Chiefs the plan mara honestly Otine the game if I were to be honest the Chiefs whenever they play against Sundowns, so they always play with something, with hunger in their eyes. And we want from the onset already, we're determined to cause an upset.
Yeah.
Chiefs and philosophy, more like Nelly finder, Retawana go pele. Ke bone be ready back healy, omolomo, grau, Chiefs man, Lena man, Lena bina kwati, Lompola data, Lena bina ntsimola asna plane. Ne, amara batletse. Budua batletse bo marate ba zamile le Solomon na le moments tsa hae so I guess congratulations to them wa bona ka mokho like I used to hate Chiefs ne I
Yeah.
guess it's serious wa itse le wena one so it's as if like upset it's like who joke takes Galaxy or Cape Town space wa one mara ke sharp gore the only silver lining about this defeat gore I won't have to lose to Pirate go finaling. That's the only thing I'm taking away from this. Gore ba Motaung kwatela mara ke nnete.
Mara kopa go botsa man with the last minute and a half here. What does this mean for Cardoso? Does this change anything for him?
Yeah. Oh, uchenchang Cardoso is our coach nara ka World Cup esikhale. Romofa 5 years engwe sesane. Very sharp. I mean, like, you can't win every game, guys. You can't win every game. And ever since he came to Sundowns, we've seen a lot of positive changes on how we play. Yes, he might have gotten his subs wrong when Kalohang, or even the starting lineup to a certain extent wrong. Mara Cardoso is star, and honestly, he's the most stable coach we have. Korlenna, I can confidently say so about the CAF. Right, Club World Cup because of he only radio dingwe happy talk like them magat because our previous coaches but like agent mo so yeah nna ke happy ka damane and I can stress lena one and by the way khopala favor khopolo Roma mpethele Pirate yem
emapili kumo ke atla ko Loftus man ka Al Ahly.
Yeah, khopolo valo ene ra VIP.
Topia ba go bua, but it's fine.
Sharp.
This is all I wanted to do today, guys.
I benefited and I have no shame.
It's the only one I could load onto here. Agent, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Can I go to analyzing the game? No shalom, no treaty, no nothing.
No shalom today. Come back here, Easter, no shalom.
No. I'm not bringing any peace today. I'm just bringing war on top of war. But let me just start by saying I think I knew we would lose as always. Nothing new there, and we lost. So yeah, for me, Shem, I started to accept pain at 8 a.m. When I got the signal.
When a signal how in the morning, that's the one we look for. With any other signal, we don't care.
But let me start by saying this: that we live in an era of plagiarism, and it's killing us, that plagiarism, because we learn difficult things like inverted fullbacks, what inversion, what we go to the, you ask, okay, what is an inverted fullback? I know inverted fullback. Can you just the fullback that starts from the left and then goes into the middle? Explain to us,
Why?
Now,
why does it do that?
And why does he do that? Now we know soul, spirit, and body, and what are those things? When I ask, what have you lost? What have you lost? And I want to say this and say this. I don't know which identity we have lost. I don't know which soul we have lost. I don't even know what is a soul. But I don't want to go there. Upitso, Coach Pitso, averaged, around 450 or 400 passes, something along those lines. I forgot. I wrote it somewhere. Passes per game. Coach Cardoso averages more than that. So if Cardoso has lost our identity, it means Pitso lost our identity. Also.
Kana, how did you win the Champions League? Anyway.
And I'm going to the Champions League. I went to the Champions League. We had Arense, not technically gifted. We had Onyango. Untita was better. We had Langarman, a foot pulster. We had Mbekili. We had Mabunda and Kekana. We had Lafo. We had Tau. We have Dole. We had Billard. Those are speed stars. Those are not your tiki-taka kind of players. And people say, no, Sundowns has changed. Okay, fine. What has changed? Uko Jordaan, he won... he lost us 19 points. This Koike, he did the math for me and I liked it. He said, okay, fine, we're almost invincible, but almost doesn't count. But if you look at the points tally, Uko Jordaan drew 8 games. That is 16 points and lost 1. That's 19 points lost. They're almost invincible. How many points have Sundowns lost now? I think he said something around the length of 10 points or something like that. So I don't know, Shem. And when you talk goals, Sundowns scored 51 goals last season, the entire season. This season, we have scored 51 in 23 games. Which soul have we lost? We keep the most ball possession, we score the most goals, we concede less. What have we lost? I need to find out what have we lost. I need that. If I can get that answer today, I'll be the happiest man alive, And there is this narrative that Sundowns is buying South Americans, how? That policy started with Coach Pitso. It didn't come with bag. In fact, even under Coach Pitso, we had more foreigners, if the problem is foreigners, than now. We had like 10 foreigners under Coach Pitso. Now we have 7. When you talk of South Americans, in 2021, we had 4. Onacimento, Saavedra, Serino, and Franco is from Europe, but I'll count him. Now we have Suarez, Escobar, Allende, Ribeiro. That is 5. And Sales, that is 5. We had 4 then. So what have we changed? I hear that, no, man, this bag is doing what behind the deals. No, man, there's no deals here. It's the Sundowns culture. And Pitso explained it, that you don't want to take a player from Okambule from Zambia, who's a top goal scorer there, because it's a lower league. You're not guaranteed that it will succeed here. So now I don't see what Sundowns has lost. I don't see anything that has changed, And Shem Uko Jordaan, I understand. I hear that applications to support Wydad are open, so people can open if they still want to follow him. That's all I can say. Thank you.
I want to know, before you go, I wanted to ask you, is there a problem with changing? Because the same Shushan in piano came from Italy. Prasprima went and fetched it from Italy. So now is there a problem with change, or is it just now as South Africans, man, who are complacent where we are?
There's no problem with change. My problem is lying about the change. You see, that's why I draw the line. We can say, no, I don't want change. It's fine. People are electing to change, It's a free world, but don't lie about the change. That's why I draw the line. But for me, I think we've been accustomed a lot to playing beautiful football and bragging about it, but don't brag about titles. I don't want to step on other people's concerns, but it's weird that the oldest team in the league is not the most successful one. Thank you. Let me go.
Okay. Let me bring it on, Gaba. Welcome to the show. How are you?
How are you, Uchi? Let's hope I'm
a finalist.
Yeah, OT. Yeah, we are true to the final when OT, and then we have to be happy when OT. Yeah. But I said to you when OT, if we convert our chances, we have a chance to win the game, and our primary goal in that game was to convert our chances. One thing that I like about Coach Nabi, from the first games of Mamelodi Sundowns, he tried this is it 5-3-2?
Yeah,
5-3-2, yeah.
5-3-2, yeah.
5-3-2. Yeah, 5-3-2. It didn't work in the first games, but at last it did work now. Because if you remember the first game that we played against Mamelodi Sundowns, Wandile Duba was the one that was helping who cross, that was acting as the last five, and also the second game.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at that continuity, trusting what you believe in, I think it's a progress. And another thing that I like now is that we have found the combinations that are working in midfield, the combinations that are helping the team to progress. These are the first three combinations that are working in midfielder. Yusuf Mart, Ele, and also Dolly. This player, Serino. Yes,
Yeah,
Serino.
Serino.
And
Okay.
also there is a combination of Mart and also Mshini and Serino, maybe Serino. So I think coach has find the combinations that helps the team to balance in terms of progressing the ball going forward. That was the major thing that was disturbing us to not progress as a team to go forward. So I think we are one step to the right direction, OT, and we are getting better as a team as the time goes on. Ever since Thabo Cele came in our midfielder, he helps the players like Cabo Mart to gain confidence, to believe in themselves, to just turn with the ball and make the good decisions. So I think we are in a good direction now too.
So then tell me.
Also I have to
Yeah, okay, no, okay, go on, yeah.
Yeah, I'll also have to reprimand the work ethic of players like this player Modi. Modi really worked hard in that game to make sure that the players like Ribeiro is not available into the game. It's a very, very, very hard job to make sure that you close down Motaung, you close down Ribeiro to make sure that they are not available in the game. That's a very, very, very hard-working job. So I hope we can recover well, and also Duba. I hope they can recover well and go back to Gqeberha and go and grind results and find ourselves in a good position, maybe top
Okay.
6, because that's where I believe we can try to be in a better position, because we already qualified, because that was my dream, for us to qualify, at least for our players to gain experience for that CAF Champions League environment. You can ask a question, Oti.
I wanted to ask you for this last minute, is it sustainable? Is this something that Nabi can show us over and over again, or is it just the occasion that was being played?
It also depends into the players, the application of the players. When I would say one thing I understood about Coach Nabi wants players that are adaptable into the system. He's a coach that believes in changing the system whenever he's playing in the field of play.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm watching Kaizer Chiefs, they can start as a 4-2-3-1 and changes to be a 4-1-4-1 system, and also changes to be a 4-3-3 system. In every 15 minutes, the Kaizer Chiefs system changes. So if the players adapt to the situation and make sure that they understand what the coaches want, we can go further, OT, because that's what the football of today wants. It wants players that are adaptable. It wants players that are dedicated to the occasions that are within the games. And also, congratulations to us to progress to the final, OT.
No, thank you so much, Ongaba. Let me bring in Usije. CJ, showstopper, welcome.
In the words of Men B, Kolo,
How does it feel to be in the final, man? How does it feel to be in the
Mr.
final?
OT, I never knew that supporters of a soulless team speaks this much. They are contradicting themselves. You can see, Ukuti, there's no soul in the team. It's Good Friday, Mr. OT. Maybe it's going to be like Jesus. They handed over the soul. Oh, Mr. OT. I did not even know that a soccer team has a soul. We are finding out things. It's Sundowns. Mr. OT, beat Sundowns, you'll find out things. I never thought that a soccer team has a soul. What happens to the soul when the team dies?
The status is bored. How?
Oh, Mr. Otis, beautiful game. Beautiful game. I think the difference in yesterday's game is that I think Nabi told Cross and Solomons not to go up, to stay and to keep the back four tight, and I think it worked. Also, credit to players like Abo Modi, Nabo Lelipo, who kept Sundowns left back and right back, Abo Motaung, also not to go forward. And I think that also helped because they were not as bridged as much. I think Mart and Tele applied themselves amazingly in this game. I think Sereno for me was the downfall, decision making, and I was also going to ask you, after watching Sereno yesterday, do you still consider him as a thinker? Because I was looking at the decisions that he was making. And
Not versus Sundowns. Versus Sundowns, he gets emotional. Hey, he gets so emotional.
His passes, Mr. Oti, do not collect. The only brilliant thing that Sereno did was that shot that almost got Upalando twiddled up. Otherwise, other than that, I didn't say anything amazing about him. Duba, you can see that he was playing more than the game. He was playing more than a game. He was playing beyond the game, you know. He was playing for much more than this. You could see that this means a lot. And that's for me, Mr. OT, that is what is lacking in negative football, is that you don't get to see that emotion, that players play with that intensity, which actually creates some sort of an amazing texture in terms of football, which makes also fans also to give their all and so on and so forth. But other than that, I think I like this win. I like this win where they have to take their phone out, rulers out, you know, find out that they've got a soul all of a Sunday. So I like this win and I'm happy about this win. And not because of it's the best way to win, but so that other people, man, can take out their phones during interviews and show the journalists, look, it was offside. Hey, Mr. Oti, we have been the short end of the stick in terms of benefiting. None of our coaches have ever taken out their cell phone. And so journalists, press conference, Bugatti,
Actually, can I ask you, as a Chiefs fan watching Sundowns, do you think that it's the beginning of the end for Cardoso? Answering the phone and doing these things. How do you feel about this time for Sundowns?
Mr. Oti, this is the second time he does this thing. Big time. Sundowns is a big team that pays a lot of money to get players. Their overheads are over the scale. For them just to come up with 10 million a year is going to be problematic. Business and financially is going to be very problematic. If they do not get the star, trust me, Cardoso is going to go because it will not make business sense to keep him there. He's trying to get management behind him.
But this is what Rulani tried to do. But anyway, I want to ask you, Sinje, very quickly. Is this Chiefs performance, can we now expect it from Chiefs to say, Mara guys, you can play? Why can't you do this on a random Wednesday, Richards Bay? Can we expect it now?
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. There are different type of races. Chiefs need to find a way of playing and winning games in second gear and third gear. You cannot play the whole league on fifth gear and your revs are very high. You are going to break the engine. So for me, is that Chiefs have not found a quality second and third gear which they can utilize during the league in order for you to win these games. Other than that, they cannot play like this every game. The players are going to break. It is not possible.
For time, I'm going to jump in. Alton Tabi.
I'm to tell us in the house. I would look like Kenya, Bob Tage and Tipilo Salad. The ladies first, they sang complaining. So please, next time you go.
I can't champagne Alton Tabi. Ne kate wa pot le pili banfe. Babu.
Ke batla ba botsa dipotso ke batla ba botsa hore na lengolo e ne le la eng jwale o bantshitse no ke matlong ka ga ba hore na lengolo ne le reng go ba kutlwa ka go thwinwa ine complainer e re ba tshetse metsi a manyane ka grounding ha e kgone ho etsa ntho di tshellele
ke lengolo le la rulani. Don't give up on me. I won't give up on you. Le kado so etsa tsona tse.
No, lena kutla o tikane to no ngotso nwa ire ha ba tshetse metsi a manyane no jena ha e khone ho flopisa Chiefs. So ne ke batla utlwa ho tswa ho bona. Rale o re kenya bona sna mothatlo arabe.
Ere ke batla o tlo araba ke o tlo kena. Ausi Ntabi. Finaling o ikutla jwang?
What's up, Tuti? Finaling, Pirates are high carriage no check at the 3. A keke hape ka di 10. One of the two, but look at Hamapagane or Barija Leaky, Capo Barija, Mohop, Habatlo Rija Habedi, and never. Yeah, you never kiss a bone. So it's up to now banka game ya di 3 hakaba winner ka di 3 which means ka di 10 ke rona re winner haka ba rona ra winner ka di 3 ka di 10 balong ka cup
mara o ntse ba tlodala ni jale abadala ke bo ba dadile Sundowns ba papete ba dadile sentle re ka expect or ba pale sentle for the rest of the season.
Ba abana the way ne ba press Sundowns ka teng ho ja le goal ela e no itwe ke offside ela e nngwe ka be re ba utlile 3-1 abana ka ba pressa fela that way re ke bona re khutletse tsileng ena go tsena o tlele taba ena o wena o tlele taba ena ya go sotsa ma stadium too much ka di game tse important re batla o ntsha maikutlo a rona ebe ha rena show ho stop it.
Ai le nna ke batla go jive mana o sentse ka tla go ya ke jive le nna go be mnati ke neng ke lla mona ko living ke batla go ya ke dule le batho re jive phela ne se ke kgathetse man.
O tsene game yana next ba tlo go ishebella ne ke batla fela gore ke be ke re YouTube mola ke ga tsba ha o itshwara hlogo di apota ke le ha ke sa bulela volume ko re ne ke na le stress so ke how le siko dutse love task kwa.
Ai o sentse na ke tlo stadium o ke batla o celebrate ke neng ke di stadium go ina bo Pirates le team ya ka tshwantse wine man.
Ai ga utlwa gona re thabile re le makhosi ma Pirates tse tla ikgethela hore na le re fa di 3 kapo le re fa di 10 yeno e tla tswa maikutlong a lona mara ga le tlo di winner di le pedi le le shano.
Thank you o Sitabi. Prati
Bra Otizo
ne ba re tshega ke batla o Sitabi a o sa tswile ne ba re tshega Prati ke neng ba re tshega re etsa di therapy ka Monday.
Baba ne ke dira mistake ke go sheba game le Masanda wana ka tsama ka fitla ko ka sheba game le Masanda wana re dutse re le 3 more shebile game jaanong ha re kwara goal ya boithu ke bona yaanong TV setse posiwa yaanong ba tsa rula yaanong ba scratch TV no yana ba nyakile go senyetsa TV na le scratch fra OT so bona gore ke re Chiefs e dirile mathata ka go ina game ela maabane fra OT a re tabile man.
No, le bona tshwantse ba utlwe man ke neng le rona re ntsha di rula re etsang re ntsha di calculator le bona tshwantse ba utlwe man.
ka re le phone di bontshiwa di-journalist gore hey bonang gore re tseye dijo ba gaetso emang pele man le rona re ikutlwise go wina ke gopole re ntsha di-phone re ba bontsha di-journalist tse ba tshwereng di-stats gore ba boneng sengwe le sengwe ba re bonang re tseye dijo ke tlhompha Chiefs man Chiefs ke team e tona bra ot sheba ke rekile di-cricket bra ot ke rekile di-champagne ka ra finally ra Moses Mabida bra ot go shwatela gore ke buke ticket gone ra ba kena ko Durban bra ot ra ba kena
Jwale prati team ya hao e dlagile ha mnate ba bile tactically watwate wa bona mabitso a magoa re ka nna ra ba expect gore ba be jwalo for the rest of the season or ke Chiefs fe ke Sundowns fe
ha se Sundowns fela ke Sundowns le Pirates tse dingwe tse ka nna ba retse
mara re ka jiwa ke bona ha o jiwe ke bo Ribeiro jiwa ke bo Richards Bay
sheba bo Richards Bay for now Ahly season e hedi ya re sana taba ke Chiefs a bona ke Chiefs ba re ke Sundowns le ka Pirates ka di 10 bra ot
Prati, one last question ke batla go botsa yone re a Africa o ikutlwa jang ka go ya Africa man
bra ot sheba ra ba kena bra ot a utlwe ke rekile di-cricket ra go tsaya cup kwa Africa bra ot seo ke itumele tse le gore se tla bula management ya rona matlho gore ba reke di-player tse di monate mane ba sa dinira ba batla cup ba fitlhe le rona re tle go compete bra ot gongwe re ka kry-a di-player tse le gore batho ba ka se scratche di-TV tsa bona ka gona a go tla nna kaone bra ot mara thank you bra ot so
thank you Prati Glenn wena patience man wena patience o batla go ntsha o batla go complaina mona a o mphi nako
wait OT ne
yeah
there is a very wise Chinese man bareke Sansu
yeah
he was Japanese in fact
yeah
the
art of war
yes when you are strong your enemies must think you are weak when you are weak your enemies must think that you are strong
yeah
Friday ke ba betsa ka psychology wa go tsara we will never win this game mara deep down ke itura offside ya ra greya wa ngutlisisa ile ke metallo tsa ka pila ke bona du priest ka ra ke tla peta Sundowns ke tla peta ka le tla bola nya
yeah what's ala Glenn man
tactically organized level la midfield daruna re ntsha two re ntsha Serino re ntshe Letkaele re tsentse two apa re tsentse Mthetho re tsentse le Mfano ba re ke Mandiboy Matlo we were strong on the midfield in terms of defense we were strong we had their number diamonds na re ba tshwere le ba ga offside ba re le ba ga offside why bona okay sharp ba offside why bona ba sa gora goals tse pedi re khona ba draw red penalty a ke ba offside ke tla peta ta team ke tla bola Sundowns ke tla bola Sundowns ke tla bola Sundowns o ke tla go batsa
la network ya na o tla go batsa man mara Glenn na ke batla Glenn a fetse Glenn what's ala Conti, can you hear me properly?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear Glenn as well.
You can hear him, Mara. Isn't he cutting for you?
Well, the last sentence is Nare Sundowns utla go batsa kere.
Yeah, ke sa butlile Glenn.
Ke gutlile ntata ona ke tla tsamaya seba ke gutlile ke Sundowns ke tla bola a ke tla go batsa ke tla bola gona le para ditiro go batsa
Glenn
go batsa
Re ke tse so Glenn, re ke tse so. Ke tlo go ntsha gutla.
Finally.
Request hape ke tlo go kenya. Request maybe e tla ba sharpo. Mara in the meantime, Prakonti.
Eita Otiuri.
But ke mnati but Prakonti. Re go finally. Ke mnati nati.
Congratulations to Amakosi, the Glamour Boys.
Yeah.
In fact, before I go, I spoke to agent during the day, and he said he sees an upset, and I said, yeah, if we don't play the other players, the Sundowns, Lena, it's possible that we could go out. But as well, when Dupreez came in, I said to him, it's gonna be trouble. But in any case, congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. I think Sundowns became too complacent in the second half, and they felt like the Kings, and they didn't want to play, and I saw Nabi's game plan was so spot on in terms of playing mid low block, and his left and right back not going forward, and I mean Ukros played so well with his heart out, and I mean Kaizer Chiefs supporters, they always bash Umart, and Mart is always giving his heart out. Even the game where we played, we lost Chiefs lost 1-0. I thought Mart was played very well. Even yesterday, he blocked the ball where Tebza almost hit it outside the box, and even Udove made a mistake. It was Mart who recovered. So Mart never gets his flowers. So I think you need Chiefs fans needs to also look at Mart, and Uchi's boy Simango had a great game as well. So many players had a great game, and I like the character of Duba and Sereno. Duba, you can see he's hungry, and even when they fight, he wants to fight as well. That character is gonna take Duba furthermore. It would be interesting to see Chiefs playing a 4-4-2 with Duba and Dupreez playing as strikers, and Lilepo on the right wing, and Modi on the left, and then maybe Kele and Mart there on the midfield. It will be very interesting. It will when I mean interesting, I think Chiefs can destroy a lot of teams with that double, with those two strikers, because they're very quick, they're very fast, and Duba can hold on the ball very well. So I like watching Chiefs of Nabi, even though most of the Sundowns fans, they don't want Chiefs to win the final, but I want to see Chiefs win in the final.
I wanted to ask you, Conti, when it comes to your team, there was a point where, man, in the second half, where there was a huge gap between your defense and mid, and then the front line. So Abana, from the defense to the back, you were leaving your players to be 3v5 at times, and you're losing the ball a lot. What was happening there? What do you think Sundowns got wrong at some points of this game?
I think having to take out Obas and Tebza as well, having to try and settle as well in that CDM. He didn't settle well in the second half, and bringing O Adams. But I thought tactically, our coach is always a chap that does basics right and doesn't complicate things. I think this time around he got things wrong at halftime, but by making the sub of Reynas and Obas, I think he should have kept it simple. So in terms of mobilizing the team, I think Mokwena tried to cover a lot of areas, because first half he was playing box to box, and in the second half, so he didn't play that CDM position right. So you're quite right that there was a lot of space, and in fact that space that you were seeing, I thought a player in the midfield like Umar should have played lob balls to Udupreez more and Uduba, but that was not even happening, and Uduba was even calling the ball, even Kobum to say put the balls here, even on the side of Suarez. And I don't know if you notice, when Sundowns build up, Chiefs led the ball. They didn't press the side of Modau and Kekana. They left them to have the ball. When Suarez had the ball, there was a triangle. You would see Uduba, and you will see Umart, and you will see Ulilepo as well. So it was when Duba said, in fact, it was a plan. I would agree because I saw that repetition happening more, and then Modi would be on that side of Motaung. When Motaung gets the ball, he presses. So I think Kaizer Chiefs, they really prepared more than Mamelodi Sundowns. Whether that goal they scored at the 88th minute or not, I still think Sundowns on the day was going to lose. So congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs. We move forward.
Let me bring in for time. Let me bring in Glenn. Glenn, get over a minute, man. Are you still with me, Glenn?
No, they must, yeah, I'm with you. They must not move on. They must feel this pain, and then otherwise, I wanted to speak something about this thing of soul food and negative football.
Yeah.
Number one, Sundowns can never have soul when they buy so much. Soul is never born. Soul is something that you are brought up with from the grassroots. You cannot buy soul. They are biased, and then they must be labeled as such. They are biased, and then they must be labeled. The agent knows. So Sundowns is a buying team. It's a buying team. Yeah, it's a buying team.
Okay. For time. Let me bring in Bogs.
Caballero, caballero, 0800 10 111. They can use it, they can call the police, they can call whoever, because I benefited and I don't care. I benefited. How many times have I been losing to them? How many times bang robalin? They complain. But I must go to the nearest police station. That was my time. Thanks to Hamba Dupri for getting us that goal and getting us to the final.
Well, game or Rinka game? How did you feel about the game? How did you feel about how we played? Do you think that that's something that you should do going forward?
Every month we win 1 or 2 games. We win 1 cup game, we win 1 league game. So this month we used our 1 cup game to defeat the enemy. The team that I despise, we managed to use that 1 cup game to win it. The next game we win. It will get 3 points. Radula number 8. Number 8. Now we've got Cup Continental Football. Maybe we can attract a better player so we can compete. Let this thing and a yellow snake. The yellow snake is a pile to a point where Sundowns fans, but you put what happened to Kaizer Chiefs? What happened to Kaizer Chiefs? They forget to Nabi sometimes has plans. Kemanana Cross would play central.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew who to in the center back. In the center back. Kimo, he played well, they stayed back, they did what defenders do. Defend.
Yeah.
Babang Kivana Kamana Boribero, Batawa the keeper, Babata of blame of Sireno for the keeper set of one. They forget the Supersport has cameras. We see everything on TV. We expose the lies that this team brings to the field. Even the referee game, I still remember we get the very same referee. I twisted the very same Ribeiro towel and the keeper and offside. And now revenge is really sweet. Revenge is really sweet. Dupri got that goal, beautiful. We took them out. We are going to the final. Next month, I win at this cup. We are winning it. 10-year drought is finished. It's finished.
No,
we are
thank
finished.
you.
We are winning.
Thank you, Box. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do. I see a lot of people here that are asking. I'm just going to go 2 minutes. I'm not going to ask questions. Hit me with your point, and we're going to see how many people we can get in. 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes of started, Chief. Lebangata.
OD. Odangwadisa.
Ka.
Ora ke rotsala la kwentle ka happy moment ya ka monao mana ke mo tloere e ke la ke la lo ene ba no go nkela kwentle.
Yeah.
No. Bona man, OT. I think Coach Arena o krile di tactics tsa hae right. Do studies tsa Sundowns and then a bona hore o tshwantse change formation. He saw hore Sundowns doesn't use wingers. They use Motaung Bilabin. So he killed one winger. He killed that side, our right wing.
Cross.
He didn't play with. He didn't play Gaga right wing. So we played Gaga two strikers to put pressure on Mamelodi Sundowns defenders, on Suarez specifically, and then he specifically told Modi to always stay with Motaung. I saw him going with him everywhere, even if we had the ball, he was with Motaung. You understand? So I had many many supporters go stadium over Modi. I told them, guys, Modi, he's in a mission. He's been given an instruction and he's carrying it out. Watalwan. He understood the assignment and he's completed it with distinction. Because Motaung, we know he overlaps too much and he creates many chances and problems when he plays. So he didn't create anything Motaung that night. It was perfect. Watalwan. So I salute Nabi for that, for studying the game, and then he got the tactics correct. But then also our midfield on OT, I disagree with Taba Mart, but then I will not get into it too much because Mart, yes, we the ball, but then wait and after what he last. So now I won't give him his flowers because there are players who can do better. We saw Mato getting in, and those long passes, they were accurate. The passes that Mart wanted to working to make, Mato was accurate with his passes, and he also won the ball in the midfield. So I want to see Mato, Kele, and maybe Blom or any other player, not Mart, because now Ocosta Kele overtime, because Oliver like le Mart overtime. But then when he plays with other players, over comfortable knowing Ronald cover Marawi, that's all the things. So
okay guys, 2 minutes. Let me go to Pilar. You've got 2 minutes. Welcome. Go straight in. Pilar, 2 minutes. Okay, Karim, welcome. How are you?
Karim, my Wi-Fi is going. Wi-Fi is just going blank.
Karim, are you with me? Guys, can you hear me? Is it me? Okay, stereophonic.
We hear you, Chief. I'm here, man.
Hey, stereophonic, you've got 2 minutes, my brother. Tell me what you hit me with what you're saying.
Okay, before I commence my 2 minutes, here's a question I have for you and the panel. Was this a Sundowns loss or a Chiefs win?
Chiefs win. Slightly.
Okay. It's unfortunate within my bubble of social media and algorithms and everything. It seemed like it was a Sundowns loss than a Chiefs win.
Yeah.
It was more like, Chiefs win, I don't know what 5 chances or something like that. But then, if you look at it this way, I think when you look at the game, I think Chiefs had that hunger. But we know that Chiefs' hunger just starlight.
Yeah.
So you know that all Nabi's gonna do is, if their attacks are not coming together, he'll go defensive.
Okay.
And try and absorb the pressure and hit on the counter. So for me, I would kind of take it as a Sundowns loss.
Okay.
I think Sundowns knew what they should have done to Chiefs. That's all they needed to do. But then maybe you could give the excuse that, no, they were in Tunis and, this is the right game to lose. But you know what? Like, and I've been listening to you guys. I would tell you now that this win means a lot in as far as how next season's gonna be. But then for the next 5 games remaining, I will still come back Monday and we will be venting again. We know. We'll be watching your video and you'll be saying the same thing. We're a mid-table team.
No.
So yeah, that's my 2 minutes, my 2 cents.
No,
As far.
yeah. Thank you, my brother. Let me go to Morocco.
OT.
Hey, Ruin Mandinta, Morocco. 2 minutes out.
Finally, OT, finally. With the Higgins, OT, when something sell like a kisu to several more panelly.
Yeah.
You understand? OT, this game for Kaizer Chiefs, there was a lot to play for.
Yeah.
You understand? Remember how like in sport or Santwesa barking confed EU like that sport that sport to start with, ne? Second thing, OT, take nothing away from Kaizer Chiefs. Technical discipline out of this match. You understand? When I saw the first 11, I knew what like no little loophole like from the first 11. We know like you're complaining about Mart. You understand? And too much defensive, like who's gonna attack? Mara level cross. Mara out of those players, out of the match, Chiefs like I have to give them 10 out of 10. What like a fella have one technical discipline. You understand? You normally say what like a team ijiwa. Let's see what like ijiwa katsela effing. That's structure. Give us something so one or no. You go win a patera in a way. You understand? Wabana le more like Otingelo like those guys lose yesterday. I was gonna be proud of them or like finally they gave me something so like from now on I know like I can challenge Pirate head on so like it is something to play for. You understand? Technical discipline OT. We didn't see like a Sundowns connect all those fancy passes without us giving them a challenge or no. OT, look at the final goal and final touches. Like he created the goal to Patrice. Look how many touches were created. More like defenders Sundowns they were confused. Can imagine only to find those players but connected the passes all of a sudden lebarke offside OT babarenge offside hello police station they are tired of them because like from abane ka matene bantse ba lady charges the CCMA OT aba CCMA maybe ko temba ga itsakisa bona. So for now rena as a consequence re happy re ko finaling and then ka di 3 re donita 3 point ka di 10 tsa trophy next season we continue. Thank you, OT.
Thank you, Morocco. Mutali, welcome. We've got 2 minutes.
CAF Confederations League, OT. Rego Africa, book your tickets, OT. Private jets, yahamba, OT. Yo, wait. And eba baring offside ilang likanalala. Na tawa rena. Rna tawa. Benefit or no benefit kale benefit rna tawa rena. Oh, young tol.
Yeah.
OT. Nabi. OT. What a tactical, how can I describe it? A tactical unveiling, OT. After, I don't know how many, 24 games, OT. I didn't know we could pull this off, OT. I did not know we could pull this off. But it's important for me to mention that this does not change anything. We will go to Cheaper United and we will lose. It's fine. It's all of it is fine, OT. At the end of the day, we are going to CAF and on 10 May we are playing in a final. And the end of conversation. What else is there to play for in the season? We can go, all we need to do is stay in top 8. Even if you're number 8 of top 8, it doesn't matter. We are playing in a final. OT. Next, look, OT. Now you can't say we are a mid-table team. I don't want to ever see you referring to. No. You can say whatever you want now, but don't ever. Ne?
Yeah.
Say we are an African team.
Okay.
Africa. I'm telling you now, Oti, we are an African team. Oti, that's my 2 minutes there.
Okay. No, Butlali, thank you so much. Man. To close the show. It's very interesting. The conversations I've had with people who watch my breakdowns on YouTube, please go support on that side. I put up my reviews today. The people who have been watching have been saying, no, you're going so hard on Kaizer Chiefs. How dare you? And I think what I enjoyed most about the game that we played versus Sundowns is that we finally got the thing that I personally have been asking for. I didn't even need a win. I needed a plan. So to firstly know that Cross is not pushing up for no reason like he normally does. To know that Mbodi is assisting Cross on that side so he doesn't have to go and push up to go and catch danger before it reaches the back line and then pull everybody out. Right? I was so happy. I was so happy to see, hi man, we're not pushing 6 players. We're not pushing 6 players up to the top and running everybody in and complaining and celebrating box entries and all of those things. Yesterday we were conservative. 2 players up top. Every now and then it's 3. Maybe in the second half was where we started losing it. But anyway. And then to hear Duba come out and say, coach told us to focus on Suarez. For me, that's all I have been asking for. That is it. I've been looking at Nabi and say, guys, okay, let's talk. How many times have we sat on this show and said, it doesn't make sense for Cross to push up. He doesn't have support on the left-hand side. Have somebody there so that he can stay back. At the very least, keep it as a 3 if Solomon is going to push up. How many times have we said that? Now that we're doing it and we're getting it, now Batatina we are better. But this is what we've been asking for. That for me was a very, very good tactically disciplined performance. Have a plan, have discipline to execute the plan, go forward and go do whatever you need to do. Because it's the same Sundowns we're all afraid of. Before the game, days before, I was told that it's going to be 4-0, it's going to be 3-0. I even said that we're going to lose. I said that it's not going to be as easy as thought, but we're probably going to lose. And in comes Kaizer Chiefs, and it's 1-1. From a trap that is set. I know people will say it's a Suarez mistake and all of that stuff. Now, when it comes to Sundowns, maybe the questions we should be actually before I go from Sundowns, defensively, I think we need a boring defense, guys. Hear me out. Totally, they're great. They play out from the back. They take risks. They do whatever. But maybe we just need defenders. Maybe we just need to be boring City defenders. City, no, guys, we're not doing anything else. We're just going to sit. And like I always say, Butlali, play him further up the pitch. I know he played CDM for a little bit, the 6. Play him further up the pitch. He wins balls. I don't know, but he's got an engine for it, and he doesn't have the focus to stay at the 6. So that was also something. When it comes to Mamelodi Sundowns, I don't understand why Jaden Adams was on the bench. I think that player would have made a world of difference for Mamelodi Sundowns in the way that they play in the build-up. I don't think they had the ability to build as nicely as they wanted to. And then, of course, losing Lunga also, I think, hurt them a little bit. And then Kupa di Flowers, because I told you guys about Dupreez. The difference between Reyners and Dupreez is that Dupreez gets 1 chance and Reyners gets 7. How many chances did Reyners miss? Now, if he stays on for the second half, he probably scores a goal or 2 because that's just how it works. But you have to create chances for the players in order for them to score. That's all. And when I say plan, guys, it's not even a plan to win. It's not even that Sundowns was taking advantage of or whatever. You see today, let me say this. Today, listen to how people analyze Chiefs today. And listen to how people had analyzed Chiefs previously, even during the wins. You're hearing people tell you, oh no, this happened in this player, and this one was pushed here, and that one was doing this one. Yay! Kining rutla ka bo Sundowns, lebo Pirates, reblelwa, or reblella batho ka bo, you know, Tito was doing this and Mahopa is what, and he was making space and this opened up. You couldn't do that with Chiefs. Unfortunately, it took, 25 league games for us to get to this point, but this is what I want to see. And it mustn't just be versus Sundowns. Because now I think we've seen that the players are capable of doing these things. They are capable of coming with a plan, whether the plan works or not. You guys have been with me. I always say, it's not about the win. I'm fine with the losing. But can we lose with some direction? Even if I'd lost that game versus Sundowns, I would say, okay, there was a little bit of direction. You changed some things. We saw the players acting and moving a little bit differently. Whether it affected Sundowns or not, hi, Nakishab. But can you do it versus Golden Arrows? Can you do it versus Richards Bay? Can you do it versus all of the teams that are over there? Can you do it and make sure that when you come into games, you've got a plan? I use Golden Arrows as an example. Golden Arrows came in 1-1 with Mamelodi Sundowns, and you could tell that they were told, hey, Valaso, do this, move the ball there. Whether they won or lost, I could tell you what they were doing. Kaizer Chiefs, for much of the season, we didn't know what they were doing. And I guess the only thing I'm happy about really is that we saw something there, number one. And then number two, CAF Confed football. This is what saves Nabi's job, in my eyes. This is what saves Nabi's job. This qualifying for the Confed, if you can make it into the top 8, this saves his job. So we'll see what Nabi does next season. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Aye, Karim. We've seen these things before. We had a great coach who played Mamelodi Sundowns by the name of Bulifintik. Made it very tough. But anyway, let me. Oh yeah, on Sundowns, agent on Sundowns. Can we speak about big match temperament? And can we speak about Sundowns maybe switching off in these moments for some reason? And maybe it has to be really discussed. I think we'll make it one of the topics on the days when we're free, we don't have matches or reviews. Can we speak about the big match temperament of Mamelodi Sundowns? Because this might be a worrying factor that as much as Kaizer Chiefs had planned and they did all that and they were doing things differently, Sundowns lost this game because they didn't switch on also. They weren't 100% switched on. And second half, there was that gap I was talking about earlier. That's not something that Sundowns normally does. And now we've seen Coach Mangoba lose it versus Makesi. We've seen Coach Caruso lose it versus Chiefs. We've seen Rulani lose it versus Pirates. We've seen quite a few of these things, as well as obviously the Champions League history. What is causing some of the big match temperament issues at Mamelodi Sundowns? Because it seems like it's a hill that they can't get over. Similar to when we speak about Orlando Pirates in the league, and sometimes having a blockage when it comes to some of the games in the season. And then when you add them all up, that's how they lose the league. And it's not because they're playing badly. It's not because they are, it's not because they're not on form. It's not because the other team has played out of their skins. They just don't switch off. And maybe Mamelodi Sundowns has a little bit of that issue that I guess Caruso has to look at. But anyway, guys, I've gone over. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I might not be on tomorrow because I'm just confirming something with TikTok. They want to, there's a launch. So I might have to go there. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Go stadium, guys. I want to go to Loftus this weekend. And then we'll see what happens there, guys. It's been incredible. I'll see you. Please follow, subscribe. If you see an advert on my page, if you see a logo on my page, watch the video 700 times, share the video, comment, do all of those things. Those things help brands come back. So the brands that I'm working with that pay me for content, Copa, guys, I've got a Lays one up, I've got an Epsa one up, I've got all of these things. Please go and watch the videos over and over and over again so that I can go back to brands and say, guys, My audience is engaged with this. And could you please do the same on YouTube where I'm actually monetized? So please help me out on that, in that regard. That could be amazing so that, man, thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you then. I'll confirm on my stories tomorrow morning, but I'll see you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.